we know them, and they're so nice. Whenever we see them out, they're nothing but, sweet people to us, and yeah, it's a good time.
Well, listen, I mentioned Ron and Sam earlier. Like, do you keep in touch with Ron? Like, I mean, listen, these last few seasons are great, but there is a part of me that always misses Ronnie.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like all of us just wish him the best and hope that he's like, doing everything he can to get his life, in a better place. But yeah, like I haven't spoke to him, but I definitely wish him the best.
What about Sammy? I mean, she follows you and
Yeah.
JWoww only, it
So I haven't
seems.
I haven't spoke to Sam. She'll comment here and there. But she wants nothing to do with the show at all. So she's like living her best life, and that's fine. But yeah, I really haven't spoke to her either.
Do you think there will ever be a day that those two are back on the show? And if they are, if they come back together?
I don't think so. I don't think Sam will ever come back. And I don't know if I don't know if it's the best situation for him. So, well, but you never know. But definitely, I definitely don't think Sam will ever come back.
And we have Chris now, like you said, your husband's part of the
Yes,
show, Nikki. I mean, the family on Family Vacation
we're
just keeps
growing.
growing.
Yes, and our significant others are so fun, and I feel like Chris has become like a fan favorite. He like everybody loves him, and I'm like, I love that people are finally seeing my husband for, his personality. Because for a while he was like more like quiet, and now he's like finally being shown more, and like he's being like, you're able to like see what I see every day. So I love that people are loving him.
Did he have like reservations? Like, look, I mean, you guys got married. This is your job. And like you said, he has his day job. Like, did he not want, was he like, some people aren't okay in front of the cameras, or was he just like, let's bring it on?
Yeah, he's like he does it more, I feel like, for me, because I want him there. And like when I do these trips, like I can't leave my kids anymore and him. I miss them too much. So he comes and he's super supportive, and now he's come like and he's like, all right, let's do it. He's come into his own, which is nice.
What about like you guys have gone through so much over the seasons, like you've all changed so much, but you look at someone like Mike, like I just saw on Instagram, like, I forgot how many years, I think it was like 7 or 8 years sober
Yeah.
and like everything with like going away. Like, I mean, how proud are you of Mike and just
Oh
everything?
yeah. I'm so proud of him. Like he has come so far from, a couple like 8 years ago when, his sobriety is amazing. He's become such an amazing person. And yeah, I'm just so proud of him.
What can people, as they watch this season, expect differently? We've all seen the trailer. We're excited for it
Yeah.
to start on the 26th. Thursdays are back.
Yeah. So I feel like the season's a little different because instead of like one big trip, we're doing a whole bunch of smaller trips. So you're going to see different dynamics. You're going to see a girls' trip, just us girls. You're going to see a guys' trip, just the guys. Then you're going to see just a cash trip, no significant others. And then you get a big trip with everybody. And on that big trip, definitely some stuff unravels. You're going to see some drama trickle from the other seasons. And then at the end, when you think everything's perfect, of course, something always happens. So you're definitely going to get a little bit of everything this season for sure.
I mean, here you are. This show is not slowing down. The fans are still, like you said, there's a whole new audience of really young people that are discovering you guys on like TikTok. Like,
that. I'm like, thank you. Keep watching.
can this show go on forever? I mean, like, are you guys going to be like 80 and just like in the retirement home?
Who knows if they're willing to keep us on and, everybody still wants to watch us. Sure. And as long as like MTV and our production company, is flexible with my kids being around and like my family coming with us, like, sure, I'll keep doing it. Why not?
What about, all these rumors that came out, or I mean, I don't know if it's greenlit that, that they were doing like, a Jersey Shore reboot, that they were starting like with a new cast, kind of like they did with The Hills, like they're thinking of doing, like, and I know you guys kind of spoke out against that. Like, how do you feel about that?
I'm pretty sure that's not happening anymore. So I don't really have anything to say about that much.
That makes sense. And
Yeah.
as we last few questions, as like when you look back at your whole time, like, do you have a high of this? Like there's so much that happened. Like, is there one memory or two that just stands out to you as like, wow?
I feel like, there's so many great memories. I mean, I had my kids on the show, so those were always like amazing memories that we could look back on. And I'm like, oh, there's baby CJ and there's baby Cameron. Having my children, and then meeting my husband. Well, I didn't meet my husband on the show. We actually met at like a local bar through friends. But like just like having my husband on the show, like back in the day, was like crazy, and him coming in as he was actually a fan of the show. So like I always watch his first time coming into the house, and I'm like, oh my God, he was so nervous. So like that's kind of like fun to watch, because I'm like, oh my God, like he was like so nervous to come into the house the first time. And then like there was like going to Italy, and my dad was involved, and he's no longer with us. So like seeing him on camera is like always like nice. Like, I'm like, oh, I can always like go back and like watch my dad on the show, which is like always like nice to do. So yeah, I feel like we really truly like grew up on the show. I could go down the list forever with great moments. But yeah, I feel like the show, it was such a blessing, and it's nice that we could like go back and see all these moments and funny moments, like me and Nicole like drowning in the water because the boys like undid the tube, and we were like, I thought there was a shark, but they were saying it was sharp, and I'm like running from a shark in like 2 inches of water. So it's just fun to like look back on all that stuff.
Your husband came into the house like nervous to meet Mike the Situation and DJ
So
Pauly
nervous.
D.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what I'm walking into. Like clearly he was like, he knew the show, and like he watched it. So he was a little bit nervous. He was like, I'm like walking into the Jersey Shore house right now. I don't know how to act. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. But yeah, he was definitely nervous. It was cute.
I love that. And as we wrap up, like this show, like I said, is still just as good as it was in its first incarnation, its first day. Like, what do you think it is? Because you're part of it. Like, what do you think? Why is this show such a mega hit?
I think it's because we are our authentic selves. Like we don't try and pretend to be anybody that we're not. And I think it all comes down to the fan base and our fans growing up with us and sticking with us all these years. And basically they feel like they know us. It's like we're the friends of reality TV, I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think people could relate to us, and we're nostalgic. Yeah, so I feel like that all like plays a big part to why people keep tuning in.
Well, I will be tuning in for the next 20 to 30 years, as long as you stay on the air.
I love that. Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. It's such a pleasure.
Thank
Jersey
you.
Shore is
Thank you
back
for having me.
anytime, every Thursday at 8/7 Central on MTV. Thank you so much, Deena. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
So nice
Take care.
seeing you. Bye.
Bye.